we need to look at you see, like now, let's look at Tanzania. One of the things that has enabled Tanzania to have some kind of institutional approach to politics is because of the foundation of Ujamaa and collectivism and involving over years of involving people in decision making. And you should see how vibrant the fight is against the decisions and actions of uh, Samia Suluhu in cons- what do you call it? Restraining the opposition from campaigning. So I think that I'm beginning to believe that this age thing is diverting us from actually addressing the critical issues of the institutionalized process of decision making in our continent, and that how many in many countries how that has been degraded to allow negative forces to take over the reins of power and use them for their personal benefit. I mean, at this way, you're the one who keeps saying that Obasanjo uh, dismantled the military and its capacity. But
Yes, but
the same man, interestingly, so he degrades the institutional capacity. But look at him; he still has the ability to do diplomacy on the continent. So it
but
comes
I wanted
down
to say
to
this. I want to say this. If Obasanjo runs tomorrow against Tinubu, I believe he will wipe the floor with Tinubu.
Nah, you're
really,
kidding. Woo!
wow.
That
I don't think we
that's the
understand
situation
Africa.
on ground.
No,
Because what we
this
have now is
this
that
is
people are
it's a complex
nostalgic
issue.
for the Obasanjo years because things have gotten so bad. People are like because when Peter Obi took a picture with Obasanjo, everybody needs Obasanjo's backing now, right? It was recently that Peter Obi took a
So
picture
he's a
with
kingmaker.
Obasanjo, and he essentially, and he's not even he's not active in that. he is he has all the influence, but he's not like a godfather per se, right? He's not pushing people up, at least that we can see that he's not like pushing people up into the Senate or whatever. No, he is just on his own retirement in Abeokuta, and people are going to Abeokuta to chase him down and be like, Obasanjo likes me. So you know uh, this is people are nostalgic for the Obasanjo years. A lot of people are like, "Oh, this is revisionist history. Obasanjo did this. He wanted third term. He didn't handle this well." And a lot of Nigerians are just like, "Was I enjoying my life better when Obasanjo was here?" The answer is yes. Bring him back. I'm telling you, like I would if because what you have now is actually that the opposition is trying to court Goodluck Jonathan to enter the race.
Wait,
What?
no.
Yes. So the opposition
No,
candidates
let us change
themselves,
the topic now.
so the
But you
opposition
see,
candidates
so what we
This
were
is
themselves,
saying
too
about
much to process.
opposition
Bagbo and
candidates themselves
Ouattara.
don't want. Yes, I'm telling you, it's a tale as old as time, and it's Africa. It's a tale as old as time because it happens over and over again. I was looking at what happened in Chad, and the people who are rotating in and out of Chad. With Chad stories, it's quite more bloody and aggressive than. But also, Ouattara and Gbagbo ended up in bloodshed. That was bloodshed before Ouattara could enter, and
Yeah.
he was this professional from the IMF with a white wife who Sarkozy was at his wedding. Was it Sarkozy or who's this guy who was at his wedding? Like he was this posh, you
Mitterrand,
can't
one of those Ale people.
exactly, and he still has to use the bullets. At the end of the day, after the ballots, he used the bullets after the ballot before he could enter. And so, this it's not a new story in Africa, but I think what's interesting in Nigeria which I appreciate as somebody who resides here is that everybody is afraid to die. So we are managing ourselves as a peaceful manner. Then let them fight. Boko Haram wants to fight. Okay. IPOP wants to fight. Okay. But all of us, as we are here, let's share the cake. And that's one thing I wanted to say, because I think this goes back to one of the first conversations that Charles ever had on this podcast, which is about how people maintain power. Because something that Bia has done is that he's able to thrive, because a lot of people think Bia is probably going to win even in a free and fair election, because the opposition is fragmented and scattered. I think 20 people are running against Bia in the next elections. At least 20 people have picked up tickets against Bia. I think there's like 200 parties. um and he's done oppression of people who are trying to go against him, but he's also just used corruption to buy everyone along the line, which I'm gonna say sounds a lot like Tinubu is like carrot or stick.